Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. This video is long overdue. I promised you guys the deck profile about 8 or 9 days ago. If the video got 10 likes, you guys absolutely blew that out of the water. That video right now is sitting at 111 likes, so I greatly appreciate that. Greatly helps out the channel. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Greatly helps out the channel. So let's just hop right into the deck profile. Don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. Most of this stuff is pretty standard. I'm not going to go over most of this because, like I said, it's pretty standard. 3 Albaz is becoming more standard. I've always liked 3 Albaz. I've always played 3. Obviously, 1 because of cash, and if 2, if your Branded Fusion gets stopped, and you don't have one of your 4 ways to stop Ash, then if you hard draw Fallen of Albaz, you can go like Cartesia into Albion, into Mirror Jade. It's not the most optimal play, but it works and it will get you there. So yeah, 3 Albaz I think is getting more standard. It's becoming more popular. But yeah, we'll go down to these like 10 slots down here. Like Branded has like these 10 slots that you can put in basically whatever you want. So I decided to main deck Crossout. The reason for that is, I see a lot of people's deck profiles. I watch a lot of deck profiles and things change. Like Nibiru will sometimes come in. Sometimes people are getting off the books. But every time, consistently, what I see is 3 Ash Blossom in the main. That is standard, this format. That is absolutely standard because this deck is a threat and this deck is a problem. So people, no matter what their tech choices is for cash, like if it's Imperm, if it's Dark Ruler, if it's, whatever it is, Nibiru, this one doesn't change. So Ash doesn't change. So I think main decking Crossout will be in your favor if you're playing this deck right here. If you're playing Branded, Crossout in the main, I think is, I don't want to say mandatory, but it will help you out a lot. It will come up a decent amount, especially like game ones. Like they're not expecting it, and it hits hard, bro. It does hit hard. So I also have Imperm in with the crossouts as well. My theory with that is, one, people are playing Imperm a lot more now. It's good into cash because it will stop them without like triggering. Like if you Ash Unicorn versus Imperm Unicorn, you're saving a monster in your extra deck, obviously. But also with the Imperm, like if they try to go for the lock 5, game 1, your Book of Eclipse are dead because they'll probably most likely lock the back row because they're out to that is Book of Eclipse, so people are just locking the back row. So in the main, if they try to go for the lock 5, Imperm can kind of stop that because you can Imperm the Shang, you can Imperm the Mind Hacker. It's cool, and you can stop the lock 5. Like you can stop, they'll lock a few zones, but they won't lock 5. Excuse me. Also, if they just go Arise Pass, then you can just Imperm the Arise Pass, and that just works just as well as the book, if not better, because now you can like normal Albaz if that's all you got and make a Mirror Jade. So that's why Imperm's in there. And if your only way to Branded Fusion is like normal summon Aluber and you have the crossout, you're gonna have to use it on the Imperm. Like you're gonna have to crossout call Imperm. And if they have Ash plus Imperm, then they are just like that. And it is what it is. But there's good ways to play around the Imperm as well, with the Fusion deployment, Cartesia, things like that. So that's what it is. Branded has like these 10 slots right here that you can basically put whatever you want in your deck. I might have said that already. I probably did. I think I just did. But we'll go into the side deck. So that's my logic for playing this. And like your engine's good enough, this deck is good enough to like play through boards. But if you're facing a board and they got Ash Blossom in their hand, you're done anyway. Like you might as well play the crossout and give yourself a fighting chance. Because you're, like I said, your deck can play through boards as long as you don't get, like, if you get ashed on the Branded Fusion, it's very, very tough. The side deck, it looks weird because it's like 14, 13 going second cards. So I'm just testing out like what are the best going second cards to play right now. I really like Dark Ruler. People like don't like Dark Ruler. Like people just don't play it for some reason. I guess it's because if they do go for the lock 5, like Dark Ruler does nothing. But I do say Cosmic is really, really nice because I've seen a lot of people going towards anti-spell, especially like the math mech players, even some cash players, siding in anti-spell, and anti-spell cooks this deck badly. So we got Cosmic for that. I really like Cosmic for that reason, and just any other floods. It also just hits like crazy good field spells. Like I don't know, every single field spell in the game is like really, really good. So hitting Fountain, hitting any pressured planet, hitting you know, that anything, literally anything, any field spell hitting this is good. Hit Earth, you know, and just floods. So I think Cosmic is nice. I like Cosmic. Kurikara is kind of mid, especially if you also side in like the Dark Rulers. But yeah, if anti-spell gets more popular, then probably don't play the Dark Ruler, and just ride with the Cosmics and the Birth. I do want to fit 3 D Barrier in. I put D Barrier in going first as well sometimes because one, obviously you can set it and it's really good. But if you're going for the gimmick puppet like game 2 or 3, uh, a lot of people are siding in D barrier, planning on them skipping your turn, and then you're skipping their turn and them turn skipping you back with D barrier. And like I said, you main deck the cross out. So I do want to fit 3 D barriers in here somewhere, probably for the Kurikara. But we got the Gimmick Puppet and the Genzo trap decks, any other deck. But yeah, this is basically the deck list. It's not anything crazy. It's literally just main deck crossout instead of like Nibiru or the books or anything like that. I put in the Imperm over the books because like I've noticed like my one play is normal Aluber and I need it to go through and it gets hit with Imperm and I pass, and that's not a good hand. That's not a good turn. I'm losing that game. Uh, and I did have the books in here, like I said, for the imperms, for also for the cross out target, also just for a going second card. But the book, like I don't really need to book of eclipse. Like I don't really need to cross out book of eclipse. Like say I make my board and I set cross out, and then they like book of eclipse me. It doesn't hurt branded as much as it hurts some other decks. So I'm actually just fine with it. But yeah, man, that's basically it for the deck. Like I said, side deck is not done or good, I would say. It's just stuff I'm trying out. But the rest of the deck, I think, is pretty solid. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Let me know what you guys think I could change. What do you guys run in these 10 spots right here? I think these imperm called by could maybe be changed, but I don't know. I really just like having the outs to Ash. So that's the deck list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for it being so late. But like I said, drop a like on the video. More videos coming soon. Me trying to get to 1,000 rating on TV with this deck. Brother.